Assalamualaikum, Dr. Mastura.
Waalaikumsalam. Selamat pagi. Boleh dengar suara saya?
Yes, clearly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can
Welcome.
we give a few more minutes for them to join in?
Yeah, sure.
We may start at 10:10. Is that okay with you?
Yes, okay. I can wait. No problem.
All right. Students, please remind your friends to join in this webinar. This will be very beneficial for you to attend the webinar session. And later, I'll share the link for your attendance. And also, I will cross-check with the attendance in the WebEx for today's participation. We wait for a few more minutes, yeah? Right. Assalamualaikum. Good morning. I guess we can start the webinar session, right? Dr. Mastura.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Again, make sure that you mute your computer. And if you want to open your video, you may do so. If you not don't want to open your video, it's okay too. This session will be recorded. And before I pass the session to Dr. Mastura Pentironi, I would like to tell a little bit about her. Her name is Dr. Mastura Pentironi. She is the senior lecturer in University Technology Mara UiTM Melaka branch in the Department of Marketing and Management, Faculty of Business and Management. We are very proud of her because she is the one of the alumni of FPTT for postgraduate studies, MBA and also PhD. And I believe she has a very wise and vast experience on research, not only on postgraduate research, but also for undergraduate research. So for this webinar session, she will take you into a research journey that most of you in the participants will encounter this journey beginning next semester onwards, or have also done PSM previously. Without taking more time, I'll pass the session to Dr. Mastura Bintironi to deliver her webinar session. First of all, I'll record first. Let me, sorry, recorder, should record. Okay, I've recorded. Again, I have to remind later, please check chat box. I'll share the link for the attendance. I'll pass to you, Dr. Mastura.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muzida. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Thank you, Dr. Muzida, for the nice introduction of me. It was a great pleasure. I would like to thank very much for inviting me, for having me this morning for the webinar session, undergraduate colloquium under the Faculty of Technology Management and Technopreneurship, which, yes, true, I am the alumni of FPTT here for MBA and my PhD. It's like a comeback. Thank you very much, Dr. Rosita.
We miss you.
Me too. Hi everyone, how are you? Can I hear some voices here?
Fine. We're fine.
Hi, thank
We're
you.
fine.
Alhamdulillah. All right, so basically today I'm going to share with you on research journey, okay? Particularly during or for your undergraduate. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, every undergraduate students need to fulfill the PSM. Okay? You need to conduct your industrial training as well as undergo the research process thoroughly in order for you to graduate. Okay? Same here in UiTM. Okay? But what we are practice here in UiTM is normally students will undergo the industrial training together with their report. Okay? It's quite different from what I read in UTM, okay, from especially from FPTT, okay, because you go for industrial training during your sixth semester, right? And then the following semester, then you go for your PSM research, isn't it?
They will take their PSM1 next semester. That would be their um third years,
Oh.
second semester, third year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So fifth semester, sixth semester, and then PSM2 in their seventh semester, and then they go for LI.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, Dr. Mastura, you want to share the slide yourself?
okay, let me try first.
I'll stop sharing.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
So, is it small or okay?
Do you want to make it a slideshow?
You don't want to be slideshow. I
Okay.
already clicked the slideshow.
Okay.
Okay, but it seems it doesn't work, or it may take some time.
Okay. If you want me to share it back, then let me know, yeah?
Okay. So what about now?
Okay.
All right. Okay. For today's session, let me first start with a little bit introduction of myself. Okay. Apart from Dr. Muzida has already explained earlier. Just want to share my research and my experience with UTEM in FPTP. I did my MBA in 2009, okay, somewhere around that. Okay. I did my MBA in Technology Management and Innovation. 2 years, okay, 2 years program, coursework based. And then I did my PhD in 2012. And I'm sure that you are very familiar with my supervisor, okay, my gurus, my seafoods in FPTT, which is she is the dean now in FPTT, okay. Professor Madya Dr. Johaini, okay, she's my supervisor during my PhD, and Alhamdulillah, she is very supported, encouraged me, okay, to complete my PhD, and I'm very lucky to have her. Just a little bit of my working experience. My first working experience is in teaching. Okay, I first teach in University KLMU, Kuala Lumpur. KLMU, Kuala Lumpur University in Jalan Raja Laut, KL. Okay, that was my first job after completing my master's, okay, my MBA. And then I come back to Malacca as part-time lecturer, part-time and full-time lecturer in UiTM Malacca, 2011 lah, after I graduate my MBA. And then after 1 year with UiTM, I got scholarship from my KPD, okay, together with M2 grant with my supervisor, Dr. Juwaini. And I further my PhD from 2012 until 2014 and 16, graduated on 2017. Okay. After that, before I attach with UiTM Malacca now, I work for UTHM Pago for 2 years as academicians. Okay. And I have teaching numbers of subjects such as environmental economics, tourism economics, and currently in UITM, I'm teaching OB, organizational behavior, and business analytics. Alright, it is quite related to my field of study, okay, and also my research expertise in during my PhD lah. Right. So basically today I'm not going to conduct a research methodology class because I think you have undergo your statistics class, okay, research methodology class as part of your degree program in U10. Okay, so I don't think I need to go detail on that, okay, especially on research methodology. So basically, in my sharing today, it will be on general perspective. Okay, I just focusing on the preparations, tips on the journey that you should pay attention, right? Alright, enough for the introduction. Okay, let me share my slide. Alright, things to keep in mind before you dive in. Okay, remember research is a process. It is a process like a journey. Okay, journey to somewhere that we want to go, right? So every beautiful journey requires planning. You should plan very well for the journey. There's no shame in asking for directions when you are lost. Okay? Above all, don't panic. Okay? Don't panic. We'll all get to our destination in the end. Okay? If you got stuck somewhere, ask for help. Okay? Alright. So let me begin with this motivational or inspirational quotes. Okay? Somehow we need to think big, okay, about what we want to do, what we want to achieve in our life. Okay, it's okay to start small. Okay, little steps first, but remember to learn fast. Okay, nowadays time doesn't wait for us anymore. Okay, time is changing and moving very fast, so we don't have many options. Okay, we need to learn fast. Okay, to keep our steps, okay, going on smoothly, especially on this research journey. Right. So, okay, so basically for today's sessions, we'll be covering on steps to embark on research journey in general, types of research studies that you might want to conduct during your PSM, how to find and evaluate resources, okay, how to cite the sources you choose to use, and how to save yourself headache later by doing things thoughtfully now, which is you need to work smart, okay, not hard. Sometimes work hard is also good, right? It is very important that you work smarter, right? Yes, doctor. You might type your question in the chat room, okay? Thank you, Dr. Uji. Alright, I simplify this research into 6 steps. Okay, 6 steps. First, you need to figure out your destination, okay, your aim or your goal in your research journey. Okay, important. You have to know that the objective of research is to find answers to certain questions through the applications of scientific procedures. Okay? Doing research, you need to follow the process, the procedures, the techniques that other scholars did in their research. Simply said, you tak boleh main buat ikut suka hati. Alright, research has its own and systematic process. Why? Okay. It is important because if you did your research according to the scientific procedures, okay, other scholars or other person who want to replicate your study, they can do it. Okay. If you just do it on your way, okay, without a specific guidelines, systematic procedure, or without referring to guidelines that other scholars, others doing, it will contribute problems in your journey as well. Okay, so first, think about what type of information you are looking for. I think during this stage, I just want to ask first, is during this stage, okay, today, while you are listening to me, okay, at this moment, do you already have the title of your research? Or you didn't figure it out yet? Can somebody respond to me? Did you already have the title of your research? Anyone?
No, haven't.
Not yet?
You can also answer in the chat box.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to know the basic ideas on the selection of research title. Okay, not yet, alright? Okay, because I did have a look on the PSM handbook, okay, which is you as a student can propose the title to the committee, isn't it, Dr. Muzida? And then your faculty need to approve the title first, isn't it?
It's correct.
Okay. So at the moment you don't undergo that process yet, isn't it? Belum lagi lah, belum propose
Ya,
tajuk
belum
lagi.
lagi.
Betul tak?
Mereka akan ada satu taklimat pada buka semester ni lah next week untuk memberitahu mereka lah proses untuk PSM 1 dan 2.
Oh, okay. Alright. Thank you for the response. Alright. So, meaning that currently you are thinking of or might be looking for something that you want to do for your PSM research, right? Okay, that's good. So, think about what type of information that you are looking for. Okay, in terms of what the issues or problem that you want to tackle. Okay, normally when we are doing research, we are talking about solving problems. Okay, identifying issues or gaps in previous research, or maybe we want to do something like improvement, okay, improvement or advancement, okay, of a certain model or a certain framework. Okay. Maybe you can find the title based on, okay, later on I will I will touch on that. Okay. There are slides that stated what type of research studies that you can do. Alright, so second, whenever you have the issues and the problems, you need to identify your research question, okay, and your research objective. What do you want to achieve in your research, okay, and what type of keywords might help you find answers, so that it will help you whenever you want to search your research title in literature. Okay, for example, search in Google Scholar. Okay, just Google something that you might have interested in. You have interest to do that, and then explore more. Find you need for the start you need to read. You need to read a lot. Alright. Okay, this is the first type. The first steps, figure out your destination. Meaning that please reflect the steps into research is a journey. Maksud saya, steps yang saya senaraikan ni, yang saya share ni, you bayangkan dia macam satu perjalanan yang you nak ke sesuatu tempat lah. First, you kena tahu you nak ke mana. Maksud saya. Sama dalam research. Bila kita buat research, at the end of the day, apa yang kita nak capai? Yang tu dia reflect dengan figure out your destination. By identifying your issues, problem, gaps, or advancement or improvement that you want to cater in your research, as well as determine your research question, your research objective, and then kenal pasti identify your research keywords. Next. These are the types of research studies that you may embark on later on. Studies that can you implement based on problem solving methods or case studies, field studies. Actually, field studies, one of the types of study in field studies is case study lah. Case study ni dalam field study, kajian lapangan, right? Or maybe you want to do extension from business plan, project management, human resource development, and other field related to your studies during your degree, and in FPTT. Or maybe you want to use experience while undergoing industrial training as a platform to find potential ideas. Ataupun, field of research, mestilah should be related to program offered by your faculty, which includes management, technology entrepreneurs. Do something that is going to contribute back to your faculty. Do something that is related to your study. It will make your research easier. Other areas with high prospects are also encouraged. This is depends on the agreement of the faculty and committee members of the PSM lah. As well as your potential supervisor, you punya supervisor approve, you boleh buat lah, right? So I'm going to explain a little bit on a few types of studies. Not all of them. We don't have that much time to explain everything. So I'm going to explain a type of studies that mostly students adopted during their undergrad research. Just sharing with you in what UITM practice, especially in my faculty. Currently, at the moment, the undergrad students will undergo the industrial training during their final year. At the same time, do their report research. Previously, during face-to-face classes, they did research that same with what you are going to do. But now, since MCO, the program has been slightly changed. And the business students in my faculty, especially in my department, in my faculty, instead of doing research, undergrad research ni kita kata macam buat mini thesis buat research and learn SPSS and conduct the analysis. But now, my students in my faculty, what they do is they do SWOT analysis, okay, based on the company that they attach in, okay, meaning that they go for industrial training at the same time doing SWOT analysis about that company, that particular company. Okay, itu FYP dia at the moment lah. Okay, but various faculty practice various formats. Okay, tak sama. Even in UiTM, in other faculty, is still doing the same thing like UTM do. Okay, samalah. Kita buat research, learn SPSS, kena analisis. Because what? I was told by my senior colleague, they are having problems with research ethics. Okay? During conduct their research, they undergo research ethics problem, okay, which is in UiTM practice, they need to submit research ethics form. That is very tedious process. As we understood that students have very limited time to produce that research from early until submitted the report. Along the way, they need to fulfill the research ethics form, okay, which is taking more than almost 2 months, okay, because need to submit to the faculty and then send to Shah Alam. Therefore, since a few semesters back, what my faculty did is, because of that issue, my students do SWOT analysis in their company. Okay, untunglah sikit kan. But they still learn about the statistics, okay, how to do the SPSS, okay, join research methodology class. It's just into their final year project, they do not compulsory or tak payah buat research tu lagi lah for the moment. Just a sharing with you lah, for maybe you nak tahu apa practice di UiTM kan. But different faculty apply different lah. Kalau saya tanya my friends in, for example, in tourism faculty in UiTM Bandaraya, they still do the same thing. Macam you nak buat ni lah. Okay, cari literature, okay, explain one by one, gitu. Thesis tu lah dalam report tu. Okay, so back in field of study, field study, kajian lapangan. Okay, there are a few types of field study that you can choose in order for your PSM research lah. Okay, first ethnography, qualitative interviews, case study, participant observation, direct observation. Okay, normally what students did, biasa dia akan pergi interview, okay, pergi buat case study, yang lain tu jarang-jarang lah. Okay. So saya akan sentuh sedikit, okay, a little bit on ethnography. Okay, ethnography kalau you pernah dengar, it is a writing about people. Okay, you kena go into that particular, for example, you nak buat tentang satu community. Okay, it is a study. You want to know about daily life over a long period of time. Okay, for example, 1 to 2 years, ni lama sangat lah. Tapi kalau untuk undergrad students, mungkin pergi 1 minggu ke 2 minggu kan. And usually stay in a specific location such as a village or a town. Okay, you kena tinggal kat sana, you kena observe, tengok, bergaul dengan community tu. Okay, to establish mutual trust with a full range of local people. Okay, must be fluent in the language of the people we study. Contohnya kalau macam you go to a macam perkampungan orang asli, you nak study tentang dia punya cara hidup, budaya dia, okay, how they socialize between each other. For example, you go there for maybe 1 or 2 weeks, live with them, okay, observe their daily life, learn their culture, learn their language, okay, and then you come up with your report. Okay. Ni jaranglah student buat. Most of you, I think, and I did some research, memang kebanyakan buat kuantitatif. Kuantitatif buat survey. Ni just untuk you punya knowledge lah, right? Okay, case study. Yang ni ada juga, yang ni ramai juga student buat lah. Okay. So, saya explain sikit lah on case study. Alright. So, case study is empirical research activity that by using versatile empirical material gathered in several different ways examine a specific present day event or action in a bounded environment. Right? Objective of the case study. Kenapa kita buat case study? Okay, to do intensive research on a specific case such as individual, group, institute or community. Okay, kita nak buat specific study dekat satu institute ni. Gila buat case study kat situ. Alright. Okay. Case study makes it possible to identify essential factors, processes and relationships. Case studies are a preferred strategy where the researcher has little controls over events and where the focus is on contemporary phenomenon within some real life context. Okay. Tools for data collection. Okay, biasa nak dapatkan data untuk case study ni dari mana? Okay, semi-structured interviews. Okay. Participant observation. Okay, document including emails, project reports and meeting notes. Okay. So case study ni kita tahulah dia qualitative research. Okay. Sama dengan ethnography tadilah. Okay. So these are the checklists of 4 phases to conduct a case study. Right. So we have foundation phase, pre-field phase, field phase and reporting phase. Okay. Generally adalah 4-4 ni. Okay, ada 4-4 fasa ini dalam satu-satu case study tu. Okay. Mungkin hanya nama dia sedikit berbeza lah. Okay. Depends pada sources yang you refer lah. Right. So in foundation phase, okay, first you need to explain on physiology consideration. Okay. Falsafah consideration. Inquiry technique consideration, research logic consideration, okay. Itu melibatkan foundation phase. Kenapa you nak conduct case study tu, right? And then pre-field phase, you need to decide and conduct your case study protocol. Dalam case study protocol pun dia ada a few steps yang you nak kena follow, right? So dalam field phase, yang berlakunya contact dan interaction. Okay, and then last kali you report lah case study tu. Okay, these steps, these 4 phases to conduct case study, you may read the detailed explanation on each of the phases from Rashid et al. 2019. Okay, kalau you nak dia punya original source, nanti saya share dengan you dalam pada Dr. Mazidah ke ataupun dekat chat room nanti. Okay. Alright. Yang inilah yang saya cakap tadi. Most of the students will embark on quantitative research. Okay. Okay. Quantitative research divided in 4 categories. Okay. At least 4 categories. Which is survey research, correlation research, causal comparative research, and experimental research, right? So yang biasa student buat adalah survey research. Okay, considering this situation, okay, current endemic situations, this is the safest, okay, the most saving cost, jimat cost punya paling selamat lah, okay, sebab restriction kan, kita nak ke sesuatu tempat for this time being, okay, because of the COVID-19. So the best is you go for survey research. Okay, you can conduct your online data collection. Alright, so here are some differences between qualitative and quantitative research. Okay, so we'll see the difference in terms of objective, okay, or the purpose of doing the research. Okay, who is the sample? Okay, data collection. Okay, how to do the data collection? Data analysis involved, as well as the outcome. Okay, this is adapted from Johnson and Christensen's 2008. Okay, if you look, okay, if you look in this table, right, you can see the differences between qualitative and quantitative research. Okay, somehow students will get confused at the early of the process of making decision in order to choose nak buat kualitatif ke nak buat kuantitatif. Okay, kuantitatif macam senang juga buat case study. Tapi kawan-kawan ramai buat kuantitatif. Okay, it depends on your interest or your research question. Okay, apa yang you nak capai dalam you punya research. Okay, normally from research question tu kita dah tahu lah kalau dia gunakan what ke, how ke, why ke. Masa tu kita tahu direction research tu ke mana. Okay, kalau macam you nak cari factors ke, what are the factors, what are the characteristics to determine entrepreneurial intentions, contohlah kan, nak cari faktor-faktor, tu semua ke arah kuantitatif. Okay. Baik, kita tengok dulu purpose ataupun objektif qualitative to gain an understanding of underlying reasons and motivations to uncover prevalent trends in thought and opinion. Okay, you go for qualitative. In order to quantify data and generalize result from a sample to the population of interest, okay, you have to remember that bila kita buat quantitative research, for example kan, kita nak buat research kepada guru-guru di Malaysia, for example lah kan, guru-guru. We know that the population of teachers in Malaysia is so many. Okay. Berapa ratus ribu berapa puluh ribu lah, contohnya few 10,000 ke, something like that lah, berpuluh-puluh ribu lah kalau kita kata population of teachers in Malaysia. Okay. Adakah kita nak hantar survey kita kepada semua cikgu-cikgu tu? Okay. Mestilah tak kan? Mampu ke kita nak hantar survey kita tu suruh cikgu-cikgu ni semua satu Malaysia ni jawab? Oh tak. Okay, quantitative, nature of quantitative, kita hanya hantar, kita survey sample. Okay, sample that represent population. Okay, so kita, when we know the figure of the population, so kita tahulah mungkin dalam 10,000 ke, for example kan, kita punya population. So kita boleh determine berapa sampel, estimate yang kita kena dapatkan in order to infer that sample into our population. Okay, kita nak generalisasikan kita punya findings ke atas sampel tadi kepada keseluruhan population yang kita study. Okay, that's why kita tak ambil semua. We don't survey everyone in that population. Okay, we just took a specific sample, okay, a small samples that represent the population in order to infer that samples, okay, in order to generalize the findings of the samples towards our population. Okay. Alright. Second, to measure the incidence of various views and opinions in a chosen sample. Okay. So sample pun penting. You kena identify the most relevant samples on your study. Right? Usually a small number of respondents for quantitative. For example, kalau you nak pergi interview, ada you pergi interview 100 orang. 100 people, 100 teachers. Namanya dia ada certain guidelines lah. Ini berapa yang you kena dapatkan. Ini as long as you can justify the numbers, okay, to your panel of supervisors based on concrete reason lah. Ini kena ada sources, specific sources. Jangan you kena pandai pula kan. Tentukan 3 je. Saya nak 2 je. Tak ada lah. Tengok scholars practice macam mana. Right? Quantitative usually a large number of cases representing the population of interest. So, normally 30 above. Okay. Tak boleh 10 orang. Tu dah bukan kira yang sama kan. At least 30 above. Okay. Before you do your large scale data collection, some supervisors might ask you to do pilot test or pilot study for a small numbers of samples, okay, before you collect more data. Okay. Contohlah, you dah identify nak dapatkan 200 samples, okay, that represent your population. Okay. Buat pilot study dulu. Okay, pilot study dulu in order for you to confirm your variable lah. Okay, variables yang you nak kaji dalam you punya study. Hantar dulu at least to 30 teachers tadi kan. Kalau contoh teachers tadi lah, hantar dulu kat 30 teachers tadi. Ataupun some research dia tak buat pilot, dia buat test sahaja. Test, test dia hantar ataupun verify dia punya variables tu dengan experts, okay, academic expert in that particular area. Okay, alright. Dengan industri punya people, boleh juga. Okay, tak semestinya wajib dua-dua. Okay. Alright. So in terms of data collection for quantitative data such as open-ended response, interviews, observation, field notes, okay, quantitative data based on precise measurements using structured and validated data collection instruments. Okay. Data analysis for qualitative, identify pattern, features, themes. Okay. For quantitative, identify statistical relationships. Okay. And for the outcome, in terms of qualitative, analytic report with contextual description and direct quotations from respondents. Okay. Normally yang common students buat untuk qualitative ni, qualitative yang nak pergi dua lah, case study ataupun interview. Okay. And then for undergraduate level, ramai yang practice manual. Kita kata lepas dia pergi interview dia punya respondent dulu ataupun informant tu. Kalau qualitative kita panggil informant untuk orang yang bagi kita data tu. Kalau quantitative kita panggil respondent. Okay. Your informant, okay, orang yang respon dalam interview tu, normally for undergraduate students, they use manual instead of software. Okay, nowadays there are few useful softwares to help you in order to process your interview data, okay, such as you can use Vivo, use the Atlas AI software. Okay. Boleh lah itu explore kan, ada banyak lah. Kalau kita belajar in detail lagi software yang bawah-bawah pun ada lah. Okay. It depends pada supervisor you lah, kalau dia advance untuk pergi workshop belajar. Just pergilah belajar untuk you punya knowledge. Okay, untuk for quantitative, statistical report with correlation, comparisons of means and statistical significance of finding. Okay, yang inilah yang most commonly students buat kan, seperti collect data, buat survey, buat survey, and then you have the basic knowledge of SPSS. Okay, whenever you have the data, you analyze, okay, you do the statistical analysis, you identify the correlation between your variables, okay, in the model, right? And then you come up dengan finding, okay, nanti you explain your findings in your report, right? So, okay. Research selected must have at least one of the following. At least research that you will conduct, you need to ensure that at least you have one of these criteria. Okay. The first one is your research must have added value. Okay. Which means that the study contributes and has competitive advantage, right? Added value from previous research. Second, commercial value. A study that has the potential to be marketed. Okay. Remember, I told you earlier, you might choose your research title or research studies based on problem solving. Okay. Or maybe you want to do something that is related to your business plans. Okay. Maybe in your previous semester you have learned about business plan, okay, or something related to business, and then you did something else in your PSM study, PSM research, which is add commercial value to that particular idea, right? So it has the potential to be sold, okay, to be marketed. So you know what value your research is valuable. You at a certain stage you might propose
Dr. Mas, Dr. Mastura, we are losing you. Maybe there is some internet issue over there. Can anybody hear Dr. Mastura?
earlier research.
Okay.
Yes?
I think you saya tak tahu line saya line Mas Mastura yang hilang tadi.
Oh,
Dot hilang tadi.
yeah, sorry. I'm still here. Because tak ada hujan. Not yet.
Sekarang dah tahu.
Okay, alright. Okay, actually I'm working from home. Okay, because in UIM, lecturers are allowed to work from home 3 days and compulsory to be in the office today and yesterday. So today I'm working from home. Okay. So kalau you dengar something there, just pretend not to. Alright. Okay, next, new discoveries. Research that can create new, creative, and innovative ideas and applications. Okay. There's two perspectives when we are looking on issues and problems. Some scholars they highlighted the more find issue, find that, find something that nobody did it before. Okay, contohnya buat yang tak ada buat lagi. Kan? Kita pun cari segala literature. Apa lagi buat dia? Dia lagi buat kan? Okay, itu saya perspektif ini. Betul lah. Okay, kita nak buat sama dulu. Tak ada buat lagi. Bolehkah kita cari something that is really new on the planet. Susah. It's normally previous scholars dah buat. Cuma kita extend knowledge, extend the theory, extend the model. And somehow, there's another perspective that we can get into, which is very real problem or issues sahaja. Kita boleh begitu multidisiplin, multidisiplin research, cross studies in a few areas of the research. Yang mana model tu tak ada masalah. Model tu untuk primary and tutorial tak ada masalah. Mungkin dia dah establish. Somehow, kita brilliant. Kita so brilliant. Kita nak cross discipline, innovate something new based on today's need. Sometimes kalau nak cari style kan. Kalau ni dapat dalam PM cari put something that might us in. For example, what the relationship policy in relationship business, something that the relationship involve each other. Mungkin juga yang tunjuk something dalam sisi tadi. Tak sisi dia dah ada masalah isu. Itu yang kita kena main sikit lah. Mungkin ramai fokus on problem. Kalau yang jumpa banyak problem, lagi senang lah. Tapi kalau mungkin add more into putting in what organization policy, organize, formulation of roadmaps into a specific future, for example, business digitalization. Masukkan. Yang strengthen your research problem section. Okay. And kita saya sudah lagi nak cakap saya sekali lagi actual case studies study organization yang lagi ke mana-mana company buat study company dia successful they get customers all the relationship yang kita access kita akan itu so bagaimana buat study delay choose wisely on the type of organization they want to case study. So DDQFC is research and develop. You punya dalam kelas research pattern faham tak? Founders at all 2007 research and model. Tak ada, belum jumpa lagi. No. Okay, tanya dua ni kita establish dulu. Ada PSM. Okay, tak apalah saya just introduce hari ni. Yes, forget. It's okay, this one don't need to memorize. Tak perlu hafal. Saja nak cari dia pasti kan. Okay. Maybe moving to step 2. Okay. Map your route. Okay. First step tadi apa? What is our first step? Okay, cepat. Tadi first step tadi. pick up presentation. Okay. Jadi kan nak sampai mana nanti. Okay. So second step, map one road. Okay. Mana nanti. Good. Thank you for your response. Good. Bagus you lah. Map your road. Think about what types of sources will have answers on your info. Okay. Jadi sources that kita dah identify dah. Apa kita question? What is our research objective? Okay. Alright. So apa sources yang boleh jawab persoalan yang kita nak selesaikan tu? Okay. Term of references. Which database should we refer to? Okay. Should we highlight primary or secondary sources? Can you use websites? Can we take the sources from newspaper? Exists? Okay. Think about what research strategies you use for different sources. Okay. So, from this research hanya okay. Jadi kalau masa ini masa biasa kan masa biasa tahu ni research hanya model ni dia bagi research based on certain philosophies that is going to be what purposes of our research, apa strategi yang nak guna. Yang saya highlight is research strategy. Kalau if nak cerita tentang filosofi ni, memang dalam sikit lah, boleh sikit lah. Filosofi ni maklum kan. Okay, so just for your discussion hari ni ya, dah okay, dah come across sejarah model. So apa yang lagi ni model dulu lagi. Sekarang orang itu, right? So your research ada model. So we need to do our research based on some lagi philosophies. Filosofi apa? So kat sini you tengok lah. Ada positivism, realism, pragmatism. Okay. Based on this, for philosophies, dia akan drive you into what approach? Deductive or inductive, right? So biasanya kalau you go quantitative, quantitative lecture, dia adalah deductive. Sini dia ada nampak ni dekat, right? So yang saya nak highlight adalah punya research strategies that you need to do more in order for you to map your route into your destination. Okay, capai you punya research, nak jawab you punya research question tadi. Kita nak guna research strategi apa? Okay. So kat sini, right, if this is the strategies, are you going to experiment? Right? Or you want to survey? This one, it seems like what's relevant to you, right? It's based on deductive approach, and positivism philosophy. Okay. You want to use case study? Ada research question you tu nak menjawab tu kena buat case study. Jadi kita boleh tahu bila you buat research question you nanti. Alright. So, or you might want to consider action research, or product theory, or ethnography, or archival research. Alright. So, nama saya sudah akan buatkan setiap tahun case study. Ini eksperimen ni buat masuk lab tu. Alright. Kalau your faculty technology management technology, I believe ramai yang buat survey case study lah. Okay. sama jugalah pula UITM pun tak ada student masa-masa relax buat eksperimen kan. Okay, so you tahu, okay, saya nak buat survey, saya nak buat kuantitatif, okay, so pilihlah survey, right? Okay, so you dah tahu tadi, you dah tahu mana destination you, dah apa tu, dah buat produk dah. Okay, you gunakan strategi ni untuk menjawab dia punya research question. Okay, alright. So now go adventure and find sources. Okay, so you have the direction, you have the research strategy. Now go into it. Alright. So gather your sources online and print. That's on your preference that will help you answer your research question. Search within the sources to find relevant articles. Ask your librarian for help if you need it. Okay. Ramai student yang kadang-kadang tak pakai database yang ada dekat library. Okay. Pernah dia yang subscribe mahal-mahal. Go and find through your library database. Dia ada banyak sources yang sangat-sangat useful as compared to you Google in Google Scholar. Right? Apply related techniques and procedures according to your research choices. Data collection, for example, data collection methods apa, analysis technique apa, nama, and sampling strategy you. So you kena dari source yang berkaitan lah. Okay. Mana nak find and evaluate resources you ni? Okay, mana nak cari? Yang famous biasa kita akan pergi Google lah. Google biasa. Okay. Yang advanced sikit go for Google Scholar. Okay. Search in Google Scholar. Your literature in Google Scholar. And this refers to, if possible, articles that is within 5 years back lah. Jangan ambil yang terlampau lama sources dia. Okay. Find the newest one lah. Okay. So it might dia akan contribute kepada research publication yang lebih baik. Okay. As compared to maybe there are certain articles that you have no option, you kena cite dia juga. Okay. For example, maybe articles regarding specific theory, those seminal study yang mana you kena highlight. Tak apalah, tapi jangan banyak sangat yang lama. Banyak sangat yang 1990-an ya, 1990. Well, kalau you examine tengok pun, kenapa banyak sangat je yang lama-lama tu. Make sure you prioritize your MR into 5 years back lah. Okay, daripada 2017 ke atas ke. Alright. And search in the library databases. Okay. You can also search for the literature or the facts that you want to include or you want to cite in your reports, okay, based on government website. Okay. Ada banyak useful government website yang boleh provide you factual information. Okay. For example, Department of Statistics. Kalau you buat, you banyak cerita tentang statistik tapi tak cite pun di OSM, Department of Statistics Malaysia. Okay. Dia akan nampak something wrong lah. Dari mana you dapat ni statistik ni? Kalau you tak cite langsung, for example di OSM ke Bank Negara Malaysia ke, okay, at least ada lah nampak you buat citation, right? Kalau you ambil lah, okay, if you refer some of the information from that website, okay. Annual report, okay, magazine, yes, you can also refer to specific magazines that is published by certain companies, okay, as well as newspapers cutting, okay, information on recent news on the specific area of interest that you want to do. Contohlah berita yang baru-baru boleh kan, boleh ambil cite properly in your report. Ada aku sebelah suku Okay. Books. Okay, books and many more. Okay. You have tell me nowadays you don't have to do hectic works on finding the literature. There are a lot of literature online. You can easily download. Okay. Pop quiz. Okay, try to answer. What makes a source primary? A, it is a book. B, it was produced at the time of the event. C, it is a first-hand account of the event, even if written years later. D, both B and C, E, all the above. Okay, type your answer in the chat room.
Saya boleh jawab ke?
Alah, Dr. Uji, you jangan jawab. You simple.
Answer in the chat box, please.
What is your answer? A, B, C, D, or E? Come on, guys. E, all the above. Luo Khairi. Okay, lagi. Ada lagi jawapan? C, Nur Syahira Razak. Both B and C. Alright. I would like to see more answers. Lagi cepat. Safia. Apa F ke apa tu? E? E. Ama, D. Both B and C. Okay. Okay, Ayuni, E. Chua. D. Both B and C. Okay. Alright. Johnny Bujiang. Also answer D. Okay. Alright, so the answer is okay. Primary source. Is it a book? Is book considered primary source? Why I'm asking you this question? Because later on, whenever you doing your literature search, okay, cari-cari artikel, okay, resources that you want to elaborate on your literature section, okay, literature review section, okay, you might encounter these types of resources, okay, primary resources, secondary resources. I'm sure this type of resources you will learn in your research methodology class, okay? But it's okay. Just alah saja kita suka-suka tanya, buat you bilang ngantuk sikit kan? No, book itself needs sources. Yes, correct. Correct, Chua. So the answer is jeng jeng jeng. Okay. Oh, sorry. The answer is tak ada hadiah pun, saja suruh jawab The answer is D, both B and C. Okay. Book is secondary. Secondary because, yes, that's right what Chua said just now. Okay. Mana tadi? Apa Chua cakap tadi? Ayat dia? Oh, dah ke atas dah. Sekejap saya tengok Chua cakap apa tadi? Because the book itself is cite dalam tu. Okay. So the answer is D. Tepuk tangan pada yang betul. Thank you yang lain kerana mencuba. Okay. Good. Alright, good. Very good. Okay. Okay, you okay ke ni? Saya tak stop pun ni, saya teruskan aja ni. Okay ke? Are you sleepy? No? No at the moment lah. Kan dah jawab quiz tak gantuk lah kan? Okay. So, okay, these are the explanation on. Sekejap ya, saya tutup dulu ni. Cek ni. Macam dia banyak sangat buka kat saya punya window. Okay, the primary sources. These sources are records of events. Okay, data primer. Okay, kejap macam mana saya nak kecilkan saya punya ni ya. Ada macam window kecil kat atas ni.
Window kecil.
Dia
Boleh
appear je
drag.
kat atas ni.
Boleh drag
Tapi
sini.
kalau nak pangkal dia. Sekejap ya, saya cuba next slide kejap.
Tapi dekat kita tak nampak pun.
Tak nampak Okay, sebab dia block my view.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tak apa. These sources are records of event, okay, which is sources that are first described, okay. For example, macam apa? Okay, experimental research base. Okay, bukan semua research findings ataupun output, okay, yang diklasify sebagai primer, okay, primary sources, okay, especially in social science. Field. Okay, kita punya kajian lah. Okay, walaupun itu adalah kajian kita yang first time, but kita ada banyak refer to other sources. Okay, so dia tak dikira sebagai primary lah. Right? Okay, kalau you tengok, mana saya punya cursor ni dah gimana dah? Okay, it's okay. Examples of primary sources, scholarly journal articles, experimental research base, okay, some government reports, symposia and conference proceedings, okay, original artwork, poems, photographs, pictures, letters, memos, personal narrative, diaries, interviews, autobiographies, and correspondence. Okay. Okay. Dr. Muzida, saya tak boleh nak klik lah. Dia tiba-tiba start je kat situ.
Tak boleh ya?
Sekejap, saya cuba escape je.
Nak saya sharekan. Saya boleh tolong sharekan. Nak saya tolong sharekan tu?
Yes. Kan, Dr. Muzida. Okay. The classification of
Dah boleh ke?
no, tak boleh. While you help me to share, I just explain to them. Okay. The classification of sources is based on relative factors, okay, such as the context of study. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, for example, primary sources, you can see the small painting that is found in the Roman city of Pompeii is an example of a primary source about people in medieval times. Okay, this is the portrait of Terentius Neo. Okay, this is considered primary source. Okay, the original work by the artist. Okay. Okay, next, secondary sources. Okay, next slide please, Dr. Uji.
Kejap, saya pula hang.
Okay. Tadi saya pun hang dia. Okay, secondary sources. Okay. Review papers published in scholarly journals, books, popular newspaper and magazine articles, okay, including books. Okay, next slide, Dr. Uji. Okay, these sources offer an analysis or restatement of primary sources. Okay, this kind of sources, okay, dia describe ataupun dia buat summary based on the primary sources tadi. Okay, They often try to describe and or explain primary sources, tend to be work which summarize, interpret, reorganize, or otherwise provide an added value to a primary source. Okay, examples, textbooks. Okay, that's why kalau you tengok textbooks tu belakang ada banyak reference. Okay, references kan dia dah summarize from various of resources and simplify the facts or informations for you. Edited works, books, articles that interpret or review research works, histories, biographies, literary criticism and interpretation, reviews of laws and legislation, political analysis and commentaries. Okay, so ni kategori secondary sources. Okay, next slide please. Okay, moving to step 4. Alright, so you know where you are going to. Okay, you have your destination, and then you already know your uh, route. Okay, and then you find your resources or literatures. Okay, so now you are there. Okay, now look around, read, listen to, and view your resources. Okay, take notes on relevant information. Okay, quote specific authors or scholars or anything that you use in your study, okay, in order for you to put all the information in your report. Okay, and then make sure if it is not your original idea or sentence in the report, do make sure please paraphrase the sentence first. All right. Use proper citations to keep track of where you are getting information from. Okay? Have you tried this software, Mendeley, in order for you to do your citation in text and to come up with the list of reference? Dah pernah belajar tak tentang Mendeley? Guys, dah pernah belajar tentang Mendeley? Or is this the first time you heard about Mendeley? No? Yes? Not yet? Okay, good. Good because no. Okay. Alright. So later on, okay, you can search from the Google. So, it is like Harvard citation. Harvard citation adalah citation style. Maksudnya kita nak buat citation berdasarkan style macam mana. Okay. Different research, different journal, different faculty and different school or whatever. For example, in UiTM use APA, in UTM use Harvard. It is citation style lah. Gaya kita nak buat je. Information so lebih kurang. Dia mesti ada author, title of the journal or title of the book, publish bila. Mendeley is a software to help you do citations properly and easier. Kalau you belajar ni, that's why dia free je. That's why saya promote. Tapi saya bukan agent Mendeley. I just recommend to all my students. Just have a look. Please learn. Okay. It will make your works, your workloads easier. Okay, believe me. Just install into your PC or laptop. Okay, try make your hands familiar with. Okay, try dulu install. Okay, don't worry. Ini this is globally accepted citation software lah in the scholar world. Bukan kita je, bukan saya recommend ni kita dekat Malaysia je tak. Memang famous lah, kita kata famous. Previously maybe you heard about EndNote, but I believe EndNote we need to purchase, right? This one is free. You can explore and learn. dia akan bantu you to generate the bibliography or list of reference automatically based on the citation style that you selected. Okay, dia banyak jenis. You nak buat apa? APA, Harvard, and a lot of banyak style lagi lah. Okay. Right. So nanti you boleh download, install, and cubalah. Alright. Nanti biasa kalau budak-budak zaman sekarang kan advance. Tak tahu dia pergi cari kat YouTube. Okay, how to use Mendeley for citation. Nanti ada a few videos might help you, okay, in order for you to begin, ataupun kalau you tak pergi pun for specific workshop on Mendeley, you just explore on yourself first. Okay, maybe later on your supervisor or your faculty will teach you about this. Okay, just biasakan diri, make yourself familiar. Alright. Next, saya pula yang nak klik. Saya lupa. Dr. G, next please. Dr. G sampai pukul 12 kan? Isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. So, okay, citation. Sikit lah. What is citation? Okay, penting ni citation ni. Bila kita buat research, make sure we cite properly the author, the original sources that we are referring to. Okay. So what is citation? Citation is a quotation from or reference to a book, paper, author, especially in scholarly work. Okay. Janganlah you banyak copy paste, tak ada citation. Okay. Sometimes when we read our students report, even assignment, baca satu ayat pun kita tahu. Ni ayat student ke ayat copy paste? Macam tu. Okay, so make sure if it is your own idea, that's okay. Okay, if you take from somewhere else, okay, for example from a book or from any journals, okay, articles, make sure you do proper citation. Okay, citation is the way you tell your readers that certain material in your work came from another source. It also gives your readers the information necessary to find that source again, including information about the author, the title of the work, the name and location of the company that published your copy of the source, the date your copy was published, okay, the page numbers of the material you are borrowing. Okay. Okay, next slide, Dr. Uji. Why should you cite? Okay, giving credits to the original author by citing sources is the only way to use other people's work without plagiarizing. Okay, kita tak nak plagiat kerja orang lah. Yeah, but there are a number of other reasons to cite sources. Okay. First, citations are extremely helpful to anyone who wants to find out more about your ideas and where they come from. Okay. Not all sources are good or right. Your own ideas may often be more accurate or interesting than those of your sources. Proper citation will keep you from taking the rap for someone else's bad ideas. Okay? Not necessary, and actually it is good for you to write statements or arguments that contradict with your own opinion. Okay? Tak semuanya kita kena ambil statement atau kita kena copy statement daripada sumber itu, that resources yang selari dengan idea kita. Okay, somehow we need contradict ideas in order for us to make better judgement. Okay, jangan tunjuk yang positif aja. Okay, cite juga something else yang different dengan kita punya idea, so that the panel or the reader of your report, dia tahu you buat kerja. Okay, dia tahu you tengok both angles, not only resources ataupun sources yang support you je. Okay, so both perlu jugalah. Okay, citing sources shows the amount of research work done. Okay, Citing sources strengthens your work by lending outside supports your ideas. Alright. Okay, Dr. Uji. Next. Okay, what's need to be cited? First, direct quotation from a source. Okay, memang you ambil directly dari sumber tu. Okay, you kena give credits. Okay. Images including maps, figure, table. Okay, tak boleh simply ambil contoh gambar kan, gambar dalam certain website ke whenever, for example lah, dia actually susah juga nak terjadi, tapi if let's say you ambil and the author notice that you ambil without his or her permissions, okay, kita yang kena, okay, kalau kena penalty lah, yeah, okay. Ideas paraphrase from a source, statistic or facts, pretty much anything that was not originally created by you. Okay. When in doubt, cite it. Okay, kalau you rasa ragu-ragu, you tahu dah you ambil daripada buku ni. Nak cite ke tak ni perlu cite ke tidak? Okay, kalau you ragu-ragu, you better cite. Kalau you ada proper source dia. Okay, but ada juga, okay, there's some of the statements tak perlu citation. Okay, especially on general statement that everybody knows. Okay, general statement that everybody knows. Okay, for example, Malaysians eat rice. Itu adalah satu statement yang satu Malaysia tahu kan? Tak payahlah cite. Dia tulis pula nama belakang tu. Okay, that's what I mean. Okay. Okay, so in your citation in text, so you can see who the author. Okay. Siapa nama lah author tu yang tulis. Okay. What the article, title, where the journal is being published, what volume, which issue, okay, page berapa. Okay. And then make sure you cite in text. Maksudnya dalam report you dah ada dah appear nama dia. Contoh Mastura et al. 2021. Tapi dekat bahagian reference you tak masukkan. Make sure dia adalah both. If you cite in text, make sure the references appear in your bibliography. Okay, ramai je yang practice student dia copy banyak betul citation in text. There's a lot of citation in text in their reports. Tapi tak appear pun dekat list of references. Okay, you need to be careful on that. Okay. Alright. So next, Dr. Uji. Okay, saya rasa ni dah nak ujung-ujung lah. Alright. Tips in managing resources and citations. Try to manage the source only twice. Okay. For the first time, evaluate and skim the source for usefulness. Okay. Whenever you Google in Google Scholar or you find in your library database, okay, skim the sources that useful to you. Jangan download semua. Ada 100 you download. Pening you nanti nak baca. Skim dulu information tu that is match with your keywords. Okay. If you think you might use it, create a citation and annotate it with important points from your evaluation as well as the reason why you think the source will be useful. Second, read the source carefully and capture notes, okay, including quotations you want to use as well as you paraphrase, summaries and your own idea which are linked to that source. From this point, you can work from your notes rather than reading the source over and over and over again. Okay, because why? There are some student, dia cited, jumpa banyak ni. Beratus dia download, lepas tu tak tahu baca mana satu. And then spend very much time on reading the same thing over and over again. Sebab kita tak skim dari awal lah. Okay. Bila kita buat research ada banyak resources. Banyak sources. Okay. Kita kena work smart. Right. Cari yang betul-betul relate sahaja. Okay. And then always create a citation for your source when you first find it. Okay. Don't wait until the end. This includes all sources, even those from the web. Ni selalu berlaku kat website lah. Kalau dekat from PDF file that we have downloaded, that would be the same problem too. Okay. Meaning that every time you download the article or you take the information, make sure you terus cite dalam you punya report. Buat manually dulu pun tak apa. Okay. Because why? We tend to forget. Because we search many things on the internet, later on we forget. This one, from where we get it? Dah lupa dah. Okay, every time you ambil yang you memang nak bubur dalam report, make citation. Okay, nanti you lupa, you ada problem nak cari balik lah. Banyaklah dia akan wasting you punya time. Okay, instead of boleh settlekan satu kali je, you kena buat repeat a few times. Okay, so you kena work smart. Alright. Okay, next Dato' Uji. Alright, this is step 5. Share your trip and what you have learned. Okay. Organize and synthesize information from multiple sources. Okay. Make conclusions and recommendations based on the findings. Make sure you answer your research question, right? And present the information in your PSM report. Okay. Remember to follow template and guidelines given by your faculty in preparing the report. Okay. Check here. Right. Saya dah dapatkan link dia. Nanti you boleh tengok lah. Saya boleh sharekan slide ni. Okay. Ataupun you google dekat you punya fakulti punya website pun ada kan, handbook dia. Memang complete information. Okay. Follow template. Jangan suka hati you je ubah-ubah kan. Okay. Right. So next Dr. Uji. Okay. This is the last step. Reflect on your journey as destination. Okay. Okay. Just reflect back on the journey that you have undergone. Okay. Did you get lost somewhere? Okay. Which parts were most difficult? Okay. Which parts were easy? Did you ask help when you need it? Okay. Sometimes memang kita akan rasa a bit, betul ke aku buat ni? Kita akan tanya diri kita balik kan. Ya betul ke? Macam salah je ni. Tapi macam malu nak tanya. Janganlah malu. Kita tanya. At least talk to your friends first, okay, before you go to your supervisor. Kalau mungkin kawan you pun tak, saya pun tak sure lah. Go to your supervisor. Okay. How was your journey? Did you present your trip? Okay, maksudnya your findings tadi. Okay, in term of paper or PowerPoint or report in a way that reflect your hard work. Okay. There are some students that are very excellent in the field research, tapi dia tak reflect betul-betul dalam report tu. Banyak benda yang dia tak masukkan. Okay, so be careful on that because the more reflective you are, the more effective you are. Okay, kalau you boleh reflect 100% your work in your research into that report and your presentation, it will be very, very good. Okay. So I'm sure that you will present your research to your panel, okay, to panel and supervisors. Okay, next Dr. Uji. Okay, extra tips on embarking your research journey. Have a copy of PSM report from your seniors as a guide for you. Okay, sometimes before you buat tu, you dah kena tengok tau. You dapatkan satu, a few, Google lah. Saya Google pun ada. Okay, tengok macam mana satu complete PSM report tu. Okay, maybe you can get it from your supervisor pun boleh juga kan. Supervisor you kan dah supervise my students. Okay, maybe ada yang boleh dipinjamkan ke. Okay, so that you can see the overall format dia, macam mana it look like. Okay, you kena tengok tau. Letak you macam mana ya sebenarnya. Macam tu. Ini yang saya buat masa saya punya PhD. Masa dah dapat tajuk, kita akan rasa a bit confused tau at the beginning. Okay, direction kita, how the research should be. Yang tu penting. Kita kena dapat gambaran tau macam mana research tu in a physical form. Mungkin sekarang bagi soft copy lah. Kalau dulu kita tengok kan macam mana dia dah bounded tu jadi macam mana. Okay, dia format dia, structure dia, you kena tengok. How many pages, okay, macam mana, how depth literature dia buat, macam mana dia susun methodology, macam mana dia susun chapter 5. You kena tengok semua tu, baru you nampak dan boleh apply to your research, your own. Okay, baru you boleh macam mapping tau in your mind. Oh macam ni rupanya. Okay, so aku nanti macam ni, kena buat macam ni. Baru nak nampak macam dia standardize tau. Kita tak lari jauh daripada orang lain yang dah buat sebelum-sebelum ni. Kalau kita macam we don't have the overall overview of how the PSM report looks like, kita akan ada problem tu. Kita hanya bayang-bayang je macam ni, agak-agak je lah macam ni kot, macam ni lah. So you better ada satu. Okay, at least lah. Work early, do not procrastinate. Okay, buat research jangan sampai last minute. Jadi you kena work early. Okay, there are a lot of steps that you kena lalui lah. Okay, follow your Gantt chart closely. Okay, better you have a Gantt chart, buat satu Gantt chart which is a schedule lah. Okay, you nak complete literature review bila. Okay, nak complete chapter 3 research method tu bila. Okay, make sure you follow your punya schedule. Always keep in touch with your supervisor. Okay, maintain good relationship with your supervisor. Jangan hari first minta title je jumpa dia, lepas tu dah tak jumpa-jumpa. Okay, tak contact pun, tak tanya pun dia. Tiba-tiba dah nak hantar. Along the way tu you kena maintain your good rapport with your supervisor. Okay. And last but not least, pray to the Almighty God that He will help you to ease this journey, okay, with the blessing of your loved ones, your parents, okay. And siapa-siapa lah yang jadi penjaga ni lah, okay, minta blessings. Okay, this is important lah. Okay, okay, next Dr. Uji. Okay, expectations from the PSM report lah. Expand academic knowledge, of course. Think and be able to solve problem critically, objectively, and systematically. Reports, project, result, and writing. Can be independent in carry out projects. Okay. Prepare project report within the stipulated time frame. Okay. This is our expectation for our students. Okay. Alright. I think that's all. Dr. Uji, next slide. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. Alright, so I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. Okay, such a participative audience. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, so thank you again, Dr. Muzida, and all the committees of PSM in FPTP. Okay, hope to cooperate again in future. And I hope all of you excel in your PSM research as well as in your industrial training. Okay, so good luck to all of you and see you again. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mastura. If you have any question, you can type in the chat box or you can on your mic or unmute to ask questions. I'll start the question first. Since this is a PSM journey for them, it will be a starting point for them to start doing their research or embark into a research journey. What is your advice to them if they have intention to further their studies after degree with the PSM research? What should they really focus on so that they can continue on for postgraduate studies?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Muzida. Okay, before I answer that question, okay, I just want to bring you to a recent issue that is currently discussed among postgraduate students in postgraduate doctorate support group. Okay, it is a big group in Facebook. Okay, and I sometimes follow that groups in order to gain recent information. Okay? And one of the interesting topics that they highlighted and discussed recently is about it is worth to pursue postgraduate study at present. Okay? There's many negative and positive feedbacks that I've read there, okay? Especially some of the frustrations from, maybe I could say that they are the one that maybe not find any suitable jobs after graduates, okay, from their masters or PhD programs. I believe that from my own experience and on my own opinion, I just read, sometimes I read the negative comments and I just muhasabah diri. Okay, I am just muhasabah diri. Okay, why those comments are loudly spoken? Okay, banyak komen yang negatif. Okay, dia kata tak payahlah, no need lah pergi belajar lagi. Nowadays kita ada macam tak perlu belajar CJ tinggi-tinggi pun boleh kerja bagus kan? Especially on this era, okay, the youngsters going for, you know, TikTokers, YouTubers, all the content creators. Maybe mungkin lah, I think because of the current situations, okay, beginning from the MCOs, the restrictions in our country as well as kita nak keluar negara pun susah kan. Jadi macam banyak jugalah yang saya come across negative comments yang discourage youngsters. Okay. Alhamdulillah lah, at least you have finally, you dah habis you punya degrees. Okay. What if yang baca tu ialah adik-adik yang belum pun pergi ke degree lah. Okay, that's my concern. Because of the discouragement of people, maybe dia based on dia punya experience, dia discourage people to further studies. But for me, and believe me, saya dulu tak pernah terfikir, okay, I didn't even think to be a senior lecturer. Okay, because why? I came from a very, I can say that, keluarga yang biasa-biasa lah. Okay, bukan dari keluarga yang adalah tabakan akademik yang bagus. Okay, dan tak ada siapa suruh saya pergi belajar. Okay, not even a word from my father and from my late mother. Okay, saya share pada you kenapa tahu? Siapa kita untuk judge masa depan? That's the point. Kita mungkin tengok situasi sekarang macam ni, tapi kita tak tahu what future lies for us. Kita tak tahu in future apa requirement of the industry people. Okay, of course lah, kalau you nak masuk industri pun at least you pergi interview, you kena ada degree. Itu pun dah quite strict. Dia nak you 3.5 above. Especially lah kalau bidang akademik lah kan, dah start implement. Degree 3.5 above to be senior